So this is a masterclass on how to get online coaching clients in 2024 or 2025. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Jack Bly. I've made over $2 million online. I own two companies, and I've booked thousands of sales calls. So learn pretty good about how lead gen, how client acquisition works. So let's go ahead and dive in. So the number one reason why you're not signing enough clients right now is because you don't have consistent lead generation. All right, that's a fact. I've spoken to so many individuals, and number one, like the number one problem every single time is they're just not booking enough sales calls on their calendar. All right, that's the number one thing. If you have sales calls, that is going to lead to paying clients, period. Every single time. Obviously, not every call, but the more calls you book, the more clients you're going to sign, period. That is how it works. So let's break this down. The very first thing that you need to do is you need to be directionally correct in your activities. All right, directionally correct in your activities. What do I mean by that? So right now, you're probably thinking like you're aware of the problem, at least somewhat, like I want more clients, but you're really like not too sure what to actually work on. You're like, well, I could do this, I could do that, I could do email marketing, could do blah, blah, website, logo, blah, blah, all this random crap. I could build this funnel, could run these ads. And the thing is, you're just not taking action in the actual activities that will generate you leads. All right. If there's one thing you'll take away from this, it's just like your schedule, your calendar on a weekly basis should be filled up 95% plus with lead gen activities, right? Lead generating activities. These are activities that if you do them, they will generate leads, period. Like that is just how they work. These activities are inputs that you put into the system, and the outputs are leads. All right, so if you just fill up your calendar with these activities alone, you're going to have more calls booked in your calendar, period. So what are these activities? There's 5 of them that I wrote down. These are the main 5. There's technically 6, so I'll give you a bonus one as well. But there's 5 core ones. All right, so the first one right here is going to be outbound. All right, outbound. So this is sending outbound messages. If you're a coach, these are primarily going to be outbound DMs on social media. These can be sent to your followers or to complete strangers. Both can work. All right, and with this as well, like the biggest thing is you need to send a lot of volume for this to work. All right, to actually get data and to get consistency here. All right, I've spoken to a lot of people where they go, oh, well, I've tried this before, but they sent like 100 out. They got 5 replies, 1 book to call, and like, oh, it's just not effective enough. And I'm like, dude, you sent out 100 messages. Do you realize how small that is? Like how insanely small that is. Like you need to send out 100 per day. Per day. That's 3,000 plus per month. So a big mistake here, and this involves all these activities, all these lead gen activities. It's just you don't do nearly enough volume, or you don't realize how much volume is actually required. If you speak to anyone who's making 30, 50, 100, 500K per month, they're just doing an absurdly more amount of volume than you on these lead gen activities. All right, so outbound's number 1. That's sending messages online. All right, send more messages, period. If you just do that, if you schedule your calendar with that 24/7, you will book more calls, period. That's how it works. All right, number 2 is follow-ups. Follow-ups. All right, there are so many stats on this where there's an average of 7 touch point is required to actually close a deal, to close a client. All right, so if you message them, they hop on a call with you, that's like 2-3 touch points technically. And so if you actually send follow-ups, if you have a consistent, relentless follow-up system, you will close more deals. Like 50% plus of our deals come from follow-ups. 50% plus, that's half of our revenue. Half of our revenue come from follow-ups. Like that is insane. And so this is one of the highest ROI things you can do is send follow-ups. This can be to people who booked a call, but they didn't show up. Or people who did show up, they didn't close for some reason, financial objections, talk to the wife, think about whatever objection they threw at you. There's some, logistical or some reason they didn't move forward. If you follow up with them, you can actually close deals. You can actually close deals. Like it's crazy. You can also follow up with people who didn't book call. All right, they replied positively. They reached out to you, but they didn't take action to book call. All right, this is so high ROI and people just don't do it. They're like, oh, well, I don't want to be salesy, I don't want to be needy, or I don't want to be annoying. And in reality, what's actually going on here is with follow-up is, for me, I've actually forgotten to do things, once or twice in my life before. I've forgotten things. Like my brain is not like a super crazy, like perfect thing. I forget things at times. And so what does this mean? It means your prospects forget things too. They probably forgot to book call. They got busy. They're like, oh, I'm going to do this after work. And then they forget. They have someone come up. They got to take the kid to soccer practice, blah, blah, blah. They got to do laundry, blah, 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 whatever happens. And they forget to do the thing. And so if you never follow up, you're actually being pretty rude to them because they want to transform their life. They want to buy your thing to fix their problem. but you're not following up with them because you think like, oh, follow up is salesy. Some BS you tell yourself that's just really just keeping you poor. So please stop with these limiting beliefs. This is a big one around follow up, is just limiting beliefs of like, oh, I don't want to be annoying. It's all BS you tell yourself. All right, it's all BS. Every single winner that I know, every single 7-8 figure plus business owner I know, they all do follow up. They do massive amounts of follow up because it wins. It works. All right. So that's number 2. Number 3 is content. Content. Content is a unique one because if you're just starting out, content's not going to be like something that really gets you that many leads unless you go viral. But what content can do is it increase the conversion rates of all these other lead gen activities. All right. So think about it. If you send outbound and receive an outbound message, if someone has content on their page that's really good, you're going to be more likely to reply to that message. That's just how it works. It's more trustworthy. If someone has no content and there's kind of like a blank page, they have an egg profile picture, it's hard to trust that person. You're probably not going to reply, like, yeah, this guy looks scammy, I'm not going to reply. That's how it works. So content will just increase conversion rates across other lead gen activities. Will be outbound, will be follow-up, will be ads as well. Really everything you do will increase conversion rates with good content. So that's what you want to see content as. It's going to just kind of be a nurture. All right, more of a nurture more than anything else, but you can still get inbound leads from content, of course, especially when it does go viral. That's number 3. All right, number 4 is ads. All right, ads, I mean, unless you're at 20K a month or so, I really don't recommend ads because it also requires capital and requires testing, so I really wouldn't recommend it unless you're at 20K per month plus, but ads is another one. All right, if you're at these points where you're at 20K per month plus and you're taking home a lot of profit, like, where do I invest this? You should invest in some ads most likely. All right, because think about it just on a logistical standpoint, return on investment. You could take that money, you can invest in the S&P, and okay, cool, you can make 10% a year. That's cool. Like, it's not bad, but you could just invest that in your business into ads. Let's say you're not even that good, and you just make back like a 1.5 ROAS. All right, that means you're putting in, let's say, $100, you make $150 back, which is not very good at all. Like, it's not good. But even if you do that, which is pretty bad on the return on investment side of things for ads, you're still making way more money than you would make putting in the S&P. And you're also collecting data as well. So you can take that data you're getting from ads, iterate the ads, make the return on ad spend even better. Get to a 2 ROAS, 3 ROAS. All right, so you get better and better and better. And that returns take place within like 30 days, 60 days, compared to 1 year. All right, so invest back in the business into ads if that's you, rather than the S&P. Obviously, you can still take home some of the S&P. You don't have to like blow everything on ads, but something to think about there. That's number 4. Number 5. This is a unique one. You probably haven't thought about this too much, but it's so high ROI. This is creating case studies. So especially if you've been a coach for a while, you probably have some good client results. I always hope so. And what a lot of people neglect doing is creating case studies and actually documenting these results. All right, so the best things you can do for this is, video testimonials are really good. Client interviews are really good. Also just documenting like the before and after transformation, making it concrete as possible. So for fitness, this is, photos is a great one, obviously. Before photo, after photo. Also get their starting body weight and their end body weight. You want these concrete measurements of where they're at. For me, I use a lot of them that are, how much money were they making before and how much money are they making now? All right, how did he go from 0 to 30K a month? How did he go from 10 to 50K a month? Whatever it is, documenting those numbers and having obviously, proof behind them, screenshots, whatever documentation we have available, documenting that. All right, case studies. You want to post these case studies out. You can use them in your content, of course, and that's going to increase conversion rates across the board for everything. All right, but these can also be used in your ads, could be used in your outbound and your follow-ups. You can use these everywhere. These are like one of the best follow-ups I love doing is just sending case studies out. All right, like, hey, another coach in your niche just achieved XYZ thing, want some of the results. Something simple like that. It works so freaking well. It does. So case studies are so high ROI. Definitely don't skip on that one. Those are the core 5 right there. So outbound, follow-ups, content, ads, great case studies. Fill your calendar up with these 5 things. Like, do more of these things. Because odds are right now you're not doing these things. You're thinking about it. You're thinking about all these random things. You're thinking about the website, all this other crap you want to improve. I want to improve the sales process. Don't do that. Because the number one bottleneck right now is lead gen. You need more leads, period. So spend all your time getting more leads on lead gen activities. That's it. Now, I said I was going to give you a bonus as well. So the bonus here is referrals. Referrals is quite easy, though. It doesn't really require too much of your time. Deliver good service and then ask for referrals. Like, that's it. Just monthly cadence. Send a message to your clients. Hey, looking to add, some more people on board. Anyone who would be interested in similar results that you're getting. Boom, send out a message. Boom, get a referral or 2 every month. Very easy, very simple. That's a bonus number 6. But really spend majority of your time on these core 5. That's going to drive the highest return on investment for you and drive the highest amount of sales calls for you. So, I mean, that's the biggest thing right now is you need to be directionally correct. Because right now you're just not spending your time on lead gen activities. You're just not. You're not doing enough volume. Like, you need to do more of these activities. You're probably doing maybe a few hours of these a week. Or you need to be doing a few hours of these every single day, 3, 4, 5 hours of these every single day. If you do that, it's almost impossible to fail. Like, it's so hard. It just doesn't make that the equation in the universe just does not make sense. If you put this many inputs into the machine and don't get any outputs out, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, this is how you lead gen. Do these core 5 things and you will make so much more money. Like, that is how it works. So big things here is do these core 5. More volume than you realize is required. All right, do way more volume than you realize is required. And also, like, understand this is the number one priority. All right, talk to people before and they're like, oh, well, I'd love to do XYZ like lead gen thing right now, but I don't have the time. I just spoke to them and we just confirmed that the number one constraint in their business, number one bottleneck is lead generation. Like, what else are you spending your time on? Like, there's nothing else. Like, this is the number one thing stopping your business from growing, but you're not doing it. Like, oh, I don't have time for the number one most important thing on business. Like, it's a very flawed belief. You're never going to scale your business if you have that belief. All right, so focus time on this because it's the most important thing in your business right now. All right, so that is it. So biggest takeaway, biggest action point, look at your calendar and fill it up with lead gen activities right now. Do it. This can make you way more money. If you want my lead gen systems, by the way, just plugged into your business so you can have it work from day one. This is exactly what I do. I'll work with you one-on-one as well to implement them, help, obviously scale these things out and add an extra 10 to 30K a month to your coaching business. Click the link below if you're interested in that. If not, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.